This is Mirabella's Kitchen, and today I'm making healthy eggplant parmesan. If you'd like to cook with me, please check the description below for a list of the ingredients and a shout out to my patrons, Dennis, Andrea, Daryl, and Melissa. Thanks, guys. And for an update on where I've been, please check out my public Patreon post over at patreon.com, Mirabella's Kitchen. I'm going to start by making a marinara sauce. For this, I am cutting up one small carrot that I've peeled. I'm going to dice it, and then I'm going to mince it. Next, I'm going to take one piece of celery. I'm going to also dice that into small pieces and then mince it. And I'm taking 2 cloves of garlic and mincing it. I take 1/2 of a yellow onion and dice it. And I have about 2 tablespoons of fresh basil that I'm chopping. Into a medium-sized saucepan, I have 2 tablespoons of olive oil, heating over medium to medium-low heat. I add in the onion and let that get nice and soft over about 5 minutes. I then add in the carrots, I add in the celery, and I'm gonna cook that down and let that become soft for another 2 to 3 minutes. I then add in the garlic and stir until fragrant, which takes about 30 seconds. And now I add in a 28-ounce can of whole tomatoes that I've crushed by hand. I stir that in. I add about 1/4 of a teaspoon of dried oregano and about 1/4 of a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. I stir that together. I'm going to bring this up to a boil and reduce it down to a simmer for 30 minutes. In the meantime, I'm taking 1 medium eggplant. I'm cutting it into rounds that are about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch thick and placing it on a sheet tray. I thought putting the olive oil directly onto the eggplant would be a faster way to brush it in, but it just absorbed, so I ended up having to go over it again with more olive oil. Then I add a little bit of coarse kosher salt on each piece, and this is going to go into a 425-degree oven. I'm also slicing a large zucchini into about 1/4 inch thick pieces. I shred 1 cup of mozzarella cheese. The oven has preheated, so the eggplant's going in for about 12 minutes. Keep an eye on it. I am now taking a small mixing bowl, adding 1 cup of ricotta cheese. I add in the mozzarella. And I'm gonna mix that together. I season with some coarse kosher salt and freshly ground black pepper. I'd say maybe at most 1/8 of a teaspoon, but I really recommend more. And I'm crumbling 1 16-ounce block of extra firm tofu. I recommend doing only 12 ounces, it was a bit much. I mix that all together. I'm using my brazier. You can use a 9 by 12 inch baking tray, whatever. I'm putting a layer of the marinara sauce that I've added the basil to. I then will put a layer of fresh basil leaves. I will then add the roasted eggplant. On top of that, I'll put in a layer of zucchini, then a layer of the cheese and tofu mixture, and then repeat. When it comes to the final layer, I'm gonna put a layer of sauce on top with some Parmesan cheese, and that's going into the 425-degree oven for 30 minutes. And this is me realizing I forgot to press record when I took it out of the oven and trying to figure out what to do and just kind of rolling with it because I didn't have a choice otherwise. And so that is my healthy eggplant parmesan. Thanks for joining me today. I make new videos on cooking every Thursday. Please support me on Patreon and on Facebook and Instagram at Mirabella's Kitchen.